Hello, social media, family, friends, and acquaintances. So, I want to continue my series, His Story, Your Story. The Bible verses that I want to share with you today come from Psalm chapter 37, verse 4, which says, "Delight yourself in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart." And also Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 through 6, which says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will make your path straight." So today, we're going to be focusing on trusting in the desires of the Lord's heart, and I'm going to be focusing on 2 years old till about kindergarten. So my mom, my brother, and I lived with our grandmother in a little town called Sigel, Illinois. Uh, she had a two-story white house southwest of the town. It had been a hotel in the 1800s, and we were my family were pretty poor. Uh, my grandma raised 9 kids, basically by herself. And I remember just seeing the cows to the south and to the west because there were pastures to the south and the west of the house. I also remember my grandma just having a beautiful yard where she had 2 gardens to the south, flower beds, and multiple trees, and a grapevine, a row of acorn trees. And you wouldn't believe this, but uh, only being 42 years old, I surprise a lot of young people because they look at the 1980s as being archaic or such a long time ago. I'll share with them sometimes. Growing up, our only source of heat was firewood. Remember, we had a wood pile, and I remember my grandma would make homemade ice cream. I remember she would do all the laundry by hand, and I remember she uh, had a basement or a cellar where she canned vegetables from the garden. So I also remember having quite the imagination during this time. I remember uh, playing baseball out south of the house where I had my own baseball field, and the railroad tracks to the east was my outfield fence. And I remember just falling in love with the Chicago Cubs when I was 5 years old because I bought my first baseball pack in 1987 when I was 5 years old. I bought my first Topps baseball cards, and I also remember always wanting to be a soldier, because I had one of my uncles made me a wooden M16 for my brother and me, and I remember just pretending I was a soldier outside. I remember one time just getting in big trouble by taking the wooden M16 and trying to take on a big storm that was coming from the south. And then I also just always remember, just from the earliest days of always just having a belief in God. I don't know where it came from or how to explain it. It's just something I always believed in. And I would, in theology, we call this natural theology, or natural revelation, where we have a belief in God based upon the creation and the created order of the universe. I do believe during this time that God puts his desires in our hearts at a young age, based upon the fact that I had a belief in God, a basic belief in God. 2, I always had a love for baseball and to use baseball as a platform for the kingdom later in life, and baseball was always my go-to as a kid, where I excelled. And then 3, being a Army Reserve chaplain today, I can see where that desire to want to be a soldier started at a young age. So my application for today is, what are some desires, looking back on your life, that God put upon your heart that he is fulfilling in your life today? And what are some, or possibly maybe you have some desires that God, or dreams that God put upon your heart that you're not pursuing, and uh, maybe you need to take that initiative and run after God's purpose, plan, and destiny for your life right here, right now, moving forward. So until next time, we'll see you later. Bye.